All right, perfect. Thank you, Alejandro, for welcoming me here today, and thank you all for coming out tonight. My parents always tell the story of how I received the name Aya. I was the third daughter, and perhaps they had run out of ideas. Feeling desperate, they asked the nurse in the hospital to suggest a name. She responded, "Name her Aya." It's the name of a beautiful flower in Africa. And that is exactly what they did. While Aya was indeed the name of a flower, the nurse neglected to say what type of flower. It is a flowering fern, a meaningful symbol of West Africa. Warriors in West Africa will wear the Aya symbol on their helmets and shields to show that they were unafraid, courageous. Aya is a symbol of endurance and resourcefulness. An individual who wears the symbol suggests that he or she has endured many adversities and overcome many obstacles. I would come to realize that the nurse and my parents had prophesied my life by bestowing me with such a name. See, my childhood was complicated. I was raised in Detroit, Michigan, and while I grew up in a two-parent household, both my mother and father endured waves of unemployment, which placed huge financial strains on my family. While I've never been homeless, I know what it feels like to come home from school to a cold house lit by candles. I've never been physically abused, but I do have emotional scars from the poverty I've endured and the violence I've witnessed. Yet, unlike many of my peers, I use my experiences to perform well academically in school. They also led me to a strong involvement. I was class president and a student senator and a yearbook editor. I always aspired to go to college. My email address in high school was ayaivyleaguebound@gmail.com. But it wasn't until a representative from LEDA visited my high school in fall 2008 that I truly realized how far my passion and my persistence could take me. There were two aspects about LEDA that intrigued me the most. Number one, LEDA was free. And number two, the program was 7.5 weeks on the campus of the Princeton University. I was both curious to see what Princeton looked like and to finally have something that I dreamed about, my own bed. The 7.5 weeks on the campus of Princeton University were life-changing. I encountered young people who had endured poverty and abuse and bullying, yet they achieved. We achieved. During our final project of the summer, as we worked together on a constitution to govern our class and to strengthen our inclusive community, I felt a strong sense of empowerment in contrast to what I experienced before. See, back home in Detroit, I saw what Dr. Cornel West described as nihilism, a sense of hopelessness. Many people lacked faith in their own ability to lead and to be change makers, and I knew there was more to life than poverty and crime and abuse. And LEDA's Aspects of Leadership course really helped me realize my true potential. Before LEDA, I knew very little about Georgetown, and it wasn't until a campus visit with the program and the encouragement of LEDA's college guidance director that I applied. When I got to Georgetown as a student, LEDA helped to facilitate my transition to college by connecting me to LEDA scholars on campus. I also thank LEDA for inspiring the desire for me to agitate for inclusivity on my campus community. During December of my senior year, I organized a nationally trending campaign called #BBGU, Being Black at Georgetown University. The campaign aimed to help Black students express their frustrations, their experiences, the challenges they face being students at a predominantly white institution. The protest led to a formal proposal presented to the university, and Georgetown has since made a commitment to achieve the goals we outlined. Honestly, the 7.5 weeks I spent on Princeton's campus with LEDA and my 4 years on the hilltop at Georgetown really showed me that I'm here to be the person I was meant to be. I was finally able to realize my true self because of LEDA and because of Georgetown. And now, as an admissions officer in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions at my alma mater and the coordinator of African American recruitment, I work to increase the representation of the type of students LEDA supports. I advocate, as LEDA does, for students of all backgrounds to be a part of campus communities where they feel valued, acknowledged, and empowered. Being a LEDA scholar, a Georgetown alumna, and now an admissions officer have ignited my passion for higher education and college access. This October, I will be attending the University of Cambridge, yes, that Cambridge in England, in pursuit of a master's in philosophy and education in hopes of continuing to a PhD in sociology. I hope to continue the representation or expand the representation of Black women in higher education and continue to fight for educational access for first-generation college students and students of color. I hope to one day to live up to the name Aya, to use my story, my experience to enlighten, to empower, and to inspire others to do the same. Thank you. I don't know why I got so sensitive there.